Yuval kind of rips apart free will, let's say in his Homo Deus book. And then when the Ukraine war starts, he starts publishing pieces that are based on our ability to choose and the importance of our ability to choose a new story and to choose a new direction. You write Homo Deus, yeah. You basically take a bunch of positions, link them together, and kind of take it as a given that free will is a joke. Anything that without which language doesn't make sense can't be true. In other words, the essential implicit premise of our communication is that we're choosing to communicate in some way. Obviously, there's dramatic limitations to choice. We don't have the level of choice we think we do. But that there's some level of choice is our implicit lived experience, which is not delusional. Okay, then there's a Ukraine war, and now we tell everyone, wow, the gorgeousness of a human being is our power to choose, but you just said that there is no free will, and what Yuval thinks is that it doesn't matter, because we can just tell human beings stories, and we'll tell them the best story that works the best job, but actually that doesn't work anymore. You can't deceive people. You can't manipulate people. So we got to actually, tell a story that's accurate, that's true, and at the center of the plotline of that story is, what's the answer to the question of who am I?
Here's what I say to Yuval, Noah Harari, Klaus Schwab, and all these heady dudes that think there's no free will. Paul Chek's prescription as a therapist to you guys is stop reading books and sit in front of a mirror and look deeply and honestly and lovingly into the mandala of your own eyes until you realize yourself. Books are other people's ideas, others' explorations. But part of the problem that our culture has is they keep looking to other people's opinions to formulate their own instead of developing an authentic relationship with their unique self, which ultimately opens the door to the God self.
So I'm going to, first of all, I agree with every word you said, and I'm going to be a pain in the ass. Okay, so I apologize.
Just know apologize for that. If you're a pain in my ass, I can become one in yours.
Which I love, but let's not go there. Okay, so here we go. There is a place where I look deeply into myself and I feel like, wow, I never ever chose anything. It all had to be that way. It couldn't be any different. That is one truth of realization that actually lives in the great traditions. Then there's a second truth of realization where I look deeply in that same mirror and I have the experience of the living eros of my own choice. Then, after having both of those experiences, they then enter into reductive readings of reality, which they're both committed to for a whole bunch of internal dogmatic reasons that say that the human being is purely material. And if the human being is purely material, and if spirit is not real in any way, then we are driven only by antecedent causation. So the true experience of self must be that there's no choice. And they then dismiss that other lived experience they have of choice because it doesn't fit into their dogmatic structure. That's how I would read it. And that's why I think we need to actually challenge that dogmatic structure, because the truth is that materialism does not make sense.